First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
A missing plane bound for Cedar Key 8 days ago has been found. However, officials are still looking for answers.
With Not My President rallies happening across the nation, we'll tell you why a local rally in Gainesville is standing out.
And find out how much people are willing to pay to get answers about their injured horse. But first, authorities are putting together the pieces of a tragic trip by small plane along the Florida Gulf Coast. Good evening, I'm Austin Landis.
And I'm Alexa Lytle. Recovery crews have now found the aircraft from last week's Cedar Key plane crash, along with the body of the pilot's fiance. WUFT's Danielle Prinz was in Cedar Key and joins us live in the newsroom with the very latest on the search.
Although some debris was found earlier, it took a week to find the wreckage of the plane. The Coast Guard had called off their search last Tuesday, but Levy County Sheriff's Office continued. Recovery crews are calling this one of the worst wrecks they've seen. The aircraft of pilot Jasper Gerals was found 7 miles off the coast of Cedar Key. He was flying the plane on his way to lunch with his fiancee and his son last Sunday. When they never arrived, the search for the aircraft and passengers began. Jasper's body was recovered 2 days later, but until yesterday, his fiancee was still missing. Jasper's niece says it's all hard to believe.
It's definitely the plane. I rode in it. It's pretty messed up. It's kind of a little hard to take in. He's done this for about 30 years. He's flew in different conditions, and it's been really hard on everybody.
His son's body is still missing. The Levy County Sheriff's Office says the search will continue.
Danielle, what happens now that the plane has been found?
The fiance's cause of death as well as the cause of the crash are still unknown. So they're taking the wreckage to a place in Jacksonville, and that's where the investigators are going to search for clues for what caused the wreck. I'm told the sides and top of the plane are still missing and the propeller is bent. It's possible more wreckage can be found as they search for the third victim. Reporting live from the WUFT newsroom, Danielle Prinz.
Thank you, Danielle. An area high school teacher was arrested today after being accused of lewd conduct with a student. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says Denellen High School teacher Chester Pascana voluntarily came in today for questioning. Detectives say the charge originated with the 15-year-old girl's complaint to the assistant principal. The Sheriff's Office says he denied any inappropriate contact, but cooperated being in the classroom at the time. He was booked into jail.
A South Florida teenager is accused of leading Gainesville police on a chase and then drawing fire from an officer. GPD received a tip yesterday evening that people in town were planning a drive-by shooting at TB McPherson Park in retaliation for shots fired the day before. Police say when they chased down a car, the driver was holding a handgun as he got out to run. One officer fired 2 shots but did not hit the driver. The chase continued on foot and in another car before police arrested 18-year-old James Vincent Barber of Rivera Beach. Additional arrests are possible.
We're still searching for the other passenger. Investigators believe that we have identified who that person is, so we're just still looking for them at this point.
The officer who fired a weapon is on administrative duty while the use of potentially deadly force is under review. And a midnight attack at a park in the Ocala area left a teenager hospitalized. The sheriff's office says the victim was pulled out of his car and shot while at Ralph Russell Memorial Park. A $1,000 reward is being offered for a tip that leads to an arrest. Call Marion County Crime Stoppers at 368-STOP.
President's Day 2017 drew dozens of Not My President rallies across the nation. And in Gainesville this evening, community members are gathering at Bo Diddley Plaza. WUFT's Daniela Hurtado is there now to explain what's going on. Daniela?
So he picked up his own arm that had just been severed.
Alexa, the rally here in Gainesville was planned just a week ago in solidarity with the rallies happening across the nation today. Except this rally has a different tone. Rally organizers made a last-minute name change from Not My President to What Makes a President. They hope this is a more thought-provoking theme than just being anti-Trump.
He's our president. We might not be happy about it, but he is our president. But what we can do is talk about what he's doing and what we don't like about what he's doing.
Not My President rallies like this one in Chicago are getting a twist in Gainesville. Organizers created a Facebook page late last week in hopes of gathering a large crowd this evening. But the message went from Not My President to What Makes a President, after further thought and backlash from some group members.
That was powerful. I wasn't really behind it when it was Not My President, because he is our president. I am an American. He is the President of the United States of America.
Some say on President's Day, it's important to think of all of them. The holiday started as Washington's birthday, not just a current president.
President's Day is a day of remembrance and celebration for our country. While not everyone agrees with his actions, all presidents should be commended for their leadership. Being the commander-in-chief to head of the government of the United States, that's not an easy feat.
Rally organizers say they are not minimizing the importance of President's Day, but instead showing their discontent with Donald Trump and his administration.
We don't support this president, and when you look through history and all the great things that we have done and how many more great things we can do, it's like we've been talking about, like, well, you know, it's really come to us that we can make this country great, not the way Trump thinks.
Moving forward, rally-goers hope their message is heard about unification and making changes. Reporting live from Bo Diddley Plaza, Daniela Hurtado, WUFT News.
Do you agree with that?
Thanks, Daniela. Well, February is almost over, and we really haven't seen too much cold weather.
Right, and UF forecaster Amanda Hawley tells us these temperatures are well above average for this time of year. She joins us now from the Weather Center. Amanda, can we hope for any cold weather at all in the next few days?
Unfortunately not, and tonight is no exception. Temperatures will stay warm throughout the evening hours. We hit 81 degrees today. That is 10 degrees above average, and we were that way yesterday, and that trend will continue throughout the rest of the week. Tonight, though, here's a look at your hour-by-hour temperatures falling into the mid-60s by 8 p.m. and then into the mid to upper 50s by the time you step out the door. It will be cool and comfortable. Here you look at your morning lows across north central Florida, 54 in Stark and Bronson, 57 right here in Gainesville. Coming up, though, I do have more details on yet another area of low pressure that will be tracking towards the state and increase our rain chances. Back to you.
Thanks, Amanda. The reward is growing in the hunt to find the criminal who opened fire on a horse in a Levy County pasture.
The horse is still alive thanks to rescue efforts, and donations from the Humane Society have raised the reward to $7,000. WFT's Sarah Gerard joins us now with more on the horse's recovery.
Well, the horse's name is Emma, and her caretakers tell me that she's recovering as fast as she can, considering the circumstances. And with the reward growing, both the Levy County Sheriff's Office and Emma's caretakers hope someone will come forward soon. Meanwhile, Emma's road to recovery appears long and uncertain.
She might not be able to be ridden, but that's okay. As long as she's healthy and happy.
Head to toe. One day last month, Emma was found in her pasture with bullets and shrapnel wounds scattered throughout her body.
You just couldn't even touch her anywhere at first.
One bullet is still lodged in her head, too sensitive to remove.
You can see the droopy lip.
The sheriff's office says this was no accident.
Wasn't during hunting season, so we can't claim it was an accident. The horse was shot multiple times, so we can't claim that that was an accident. This was a targeted attempt to take the horse's life.
Teresa Batchelor at Beauty's Haven Farm and Equine Rescue took the challenge of caring for Emma when her original owner couldn't afford the cost.
She's riddled. There's just fragments throughout her whole head. Throughout this whole side of her body.
Emma's caretakers say she's recovering slowly but surely, and today her staples are being removed from her jaw and stitches removed from her leg.
So she would have ended up crippled. She could have died. Or she could have been euthanized.
Batchelor says Emma's vet bills are already up to $5,000, with more expenses to come. Batchelor is accepting donations, but what she really wants is justice.
We're hoping that somebody speaks up for Emma.
Depending on how the recovery goes, Emma could remain at the rescue or one day find a new home. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call the Levy County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you, Sarah. Santa Fe College will add an accounting bachelor's degree to its lineup starting in the fall. The college just received approval for the 4-year degree, which aims to keep total tuition and fees under $10 grand. Santa Fe President Jackson Sasser says there is a local need for accountants since most UF accounting grads end up being recruited to work in other states. For those who want to learn more about the new degree program, we'll be posting a more in-depth story at WUFT.org.
It's been nearly 6 months since Hurricane Hermine blasted Cedar Key on its way toward Tallahassee. And as WUFT's Alexa Lorenzo found out this weekend, several places are still under repair.
It may not have been the nicest weekend in Cedar Key, but the coastal city has seen much worse. In early September, Hurricane Hermine ripped through Cedar Key, and almost half a year later, some businesses have still not recovered. The first floor of the beachfront motel went completely underwater.
It was decimated. I mean, it was all the windows in the rear were out, and everything 3 feet down in every room was wrong. So we had to replace everything in all the rooms from 3 foot down.
Hurricane Hermine didn't bring much damage to the second floor of the motel, but as you make your way downstairs, the rooms on the first floor are still under repair.
We're trying to wrap up this week, hopefully, so these people can get, up and running, make some money.
If you take a quick drive down the street, you'll find the Island Room restaurant still in a shambles.
The good news is 5 months later, we have a contractor and we are going to start construction the very beginning of March, and it should take us approximately 4 months.
The owners think the Island Room will be open for business come the 4th of July, and that's thanks to a large community effort.
In Cedar Key, when anything happens, we come together and immediately start fixing things and working. So most of the businesses are back in action, but several are still, that were really, really affected, are still trying to build back.
As the city recovers, visitors still flood the streets of Cedar Key on the weekends, and seafood is still on the menu. Alexa Lorenzo, WUFT News.
Apart from fishing, tourism is a key part of the Cedar Key local economy. The city managed to pull off its annual seafood festival back in October, and the big arts festival is coming up in April. WUFT News First at 5 is just getting started.
Coming up, find out why some people are not happy about a railroad becoming a bike trail in Alachua County. And over 2 decades after the debut of an iconic show, a New York coffee shop just opened up in its honor, and fans have already made a trek to the city to check it out.
And although we had a dry start to the work week, I'm tracking our next disturbance. That'll increase our rain chances. I've got all the details coming up.